On Local Lens, we dive into the stories of Calgary's local entrepreneurs, bringing our community closer together. Your lens into Calgary's thriving businesses.
Anita Lee, welcome to the Local Lens. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yes, thanks for having me here.
I'm super excited to have you on. You are, of course, the founder of Catch Communications, and I've bumped into you at a few different events all over town, and I'm super excited to hear more about Catch. So let's start with that. What is the story behind Catch?
Yeah. Well, a lot of businesses, they're actively investing into marketing and communications, yet a lot of them don't always know if what they're doing is paying off. So, for example, they might be running ads, they could be doing social media, they might be doing SEO or updating their website. And it can feel a little bit like they're throwing darts at a dartboard and just hoping that some of those darts are going to stick and you're going to hit the bullseye. It can feel overwhelming. And often it can be hard for business leaders to measure whether they're making an impact or not. And that's where my company comes in. I am the founder of Catch Communications. We are a strategy first marketing and communications company. We help companies to gain greater clarity around their brand, around their message, around their marketing strategy. And we help these companies to better optimize, better use their marketing budgets more effectively so that they can essentially drive better results. These results might look like things such as repositioning their brand in the market so that they can be more relevant and stay more competitive. It might look like attracting and retaining better fit clients, or it could be simply having a clearer marketing plan that everybody in the organization can get behind, that they can understand, and that they can feel energized and excited about.
That sounds pretty fantastic. I loved how you said like strategy first. So like let's not just go crazy on the content. Let's take a moment and figure out like what is it you're
Exactly.
trying to do, right?
Take a step back.
Amazing.
And
Fantastic. So you do the strategies. Do you also do the things like do you make the websites and the content and all that kind of stuff? Like where do you start and stop?
yes, we do the strategy and then we'll implement on some of the tactics. So, for example, we'll do the websites, we'll do some of the content, we'll do the SEO, and we'll do ads if that is part of a client's recommended marketing program that we have in place for them. If it's something outside of our capabilities, we'll bring in our outside partners. So, for example, if we need video work done, we've got some great partners here. Enta Solutions, for example,
Yeah.
photography, anything in those realms, we'll bring in outside partners to help us out.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So how long, when did Catch get started?
Yeah, 6 years ago. 6 years
Okay.
ago, I started the company. It just seemed like a natural thing to do at the time for me. I've always been very interested in business ever since a young age. As a kid, I was selling toys in our family living room. I was playing business simulation video games starting at the age of 4. When I was 9 years old, I was running a virtual shop from 9 to 11. I was doing that every day after school. So going to business school afterwards just felt like a natural fit. And so I went to business school at the Haskins School of Business. Then after graduation, I worked in some corporate marketing roles. I worked for a couple of marketing agencies. And yeah, I was working at a company, and then it just seemed like a natural fit to go off on my own and start my business. I was already freelancing previous to that. So I felt it was a natural transition.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. 6 years, that means you've seen some things, right? You've been through some
Yeah.
some tough times, some good times, like in those travels. What about the name Catch? Where does the name come from?
Yeah, good question. I was brainstorming names for quite some time. And then I was with a friend. I had a short list of names. I liked catch communications because I like the two C's with each other. And yeah, I asked my friend, and it was just clear that both of us, of all the names, we were just drawn to catch communications. It's all about catching the attention, helping you catch the attention of your audience, one, but not just catching their attention, but catching their attention with value-driven marketing and communications, and then providing that value throughout that relationship up until somebody becomes a client, and then helping those clients be retained better over the long term.
Okay, I love it. Catching your attention. There you go.
Yeah.
So I always like to tell some stories on the show. Do you have some stories of how you've helped clients catch some attention?
Yes, exactly. We do. I worked with a number of different clients over the years. I've been in marketing for over 10 years. I can think of a few different examples. I'll tell you one story in particular. We were working with a business just post-pandemic. This client had experienced a significant sales decline. They had declined in sales by 66% post-pandemic. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to get back to their pre-pandemic sales numbers. So during that pandemic, and due to the industry that they were in, it just made sense that they had a big drop. But even after the pandemic, they still hadn't recovered, but they wanted to get back to where they were at 2019. So we were brought in to see what was going on. We did a pretty extensive audit of their existing marketing, their existing business. We noticed a number of issues with their product, with their offering, and how they were being positioned. A number of their clients had actually gone to the competition after the pandemic, is what we found out. So we needed a way to attract those clients back, but also allow them to attract new clients. So we created a brand and marketing strategy for them, and then we helped them reposition their brand. We created a marketing program that we implemented, which included Google ads, social media ads, search engine optimization, updating their website, pushing out some email newsletters, as well as some additional content marketing, and then re-engaging with some of the partners that they had in the market. After 6 months, we were able to help them get back to those pre-pandemic sales numbers. And not just that, we were able to help them surpass the numbers that they were targeting. So that was a big win for everybody involved, and that was a really fun project to work on as well.
I don't know. I like it. It sounds like your perfect sandbox, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
I feel as though going into the pandemic, companies had a certain status in the market, and some of that might have been word of mouth, some of it referrals or whatever. And then coming out of the pandemic, all of a sudden, your digital presence was much more important than going in.
Yeah.
It was this rapid shift over that 2-year period.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw a lot of that during the pandemic too. A lot of rush to get online, to update their online presence. And I think it served a lot of businesses well.
Well, amazing. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing about Catch and all you can do for businesses. So hopefully somebody watching here gives you a shout. So thank you very much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time too.
Thanks for tuning into The Local Lens. Keep supporting local and stay inspired. And see you next time for more stories from Calgary business communities. Your lens into Calgary's thriving business scene.